Good morning. Obviously, I'm doing a get ready with me. I thought I had just filmed my eyeshadow. I did not, because I never hit the play button. So we're still gonna do a get ready with me this morning. Take off my formerly refrigerated golden eye thingies that make me feel like I'm not as exhausted as I am. Because I stayed up till midnight last night. Why? I have no good reason. I just felt like it. So obviously this is a day for a little bit fuller coverage. And I'm kind of sad that I did this eyeshadow look because I don't enjoy it. I don't like it much. It's not something I would want to wear to work. Like, I don't know. It doesn't seem real my personality. But it was really good for the flower I was trying to mimic. That's okay. They're kind of, I'm the only person in the office who wears makeup on a regular basis. So I think they've kind of just accepted this is part of who I am, and I'm a little wacky. They're a little wacky too, so they can deal. I didn't put my toner on or anything. I'm just doing, told y'all, I'm tired. I'm determined I'm gonna actually drink my damn coffee this morning. Oh, okay. So, I got a brand new product. I'm not even sure if it's been released yet. I know I can't talk about it yet. So, or at least at the date that I'm filming this, but I can once, I won't post this until I can, but it's the Pure Beauty Pure and Simple Silky Tint Multitasking Stick with Peptides. Pure is creating a stick that will do anything, apparently, and it has peptides. I have shade 3, I want to say. Yeah, 3. Which is, maybe it's 4, I can't tell. I have Sparkling Rose. Yeah, that's, it doesn't actually tell you what number is what. But this is the shade I was sent as a free trial. I haven't really opened it yet. But this multi-stick, it comes in shades from like white, very, very clear, all the way to very, very dark. And in theory, anyone can use any of the shades because, you know, what I might use as a highlighter, somebody else might use as... Yeah, I don't see how anyone would use the lightest one as anything other than a highlighter. But what I might use is like a contour or bronzer somebody else might use as a blush. In theory. You can also use them as lipstick, apparently. That's what that girl's doing. She's doing some lipstick. So I'm gonna be attempting to use this in several different ways over the next week. And we're gonna try it over multiple different foundations over the next few weeks. Now, usually when I do my Patrick Ta, I do a little more skin prep. And I planned to use my Patrick Ta foundation this morning, but I didn't do enough skin prep. So instead we're going to use the Trinity of London, which I am getting hardcore low on. Like, hardcore low. I'm going to be so sad when it's gone. It's been a fun one. But this is kind of a nice medium coverage, I guess. At least in my world. The Tier is the fullest coverage I care to use. And I know Tier is not full coverage, but just for me, that's as... I don't want to change the color of my skin. When you look at me, I want you to think you're looking at my skin. But that my skin is absolutely perfect. With freckles. Yeah. Because I am if I did a DNA test not too long ago, I say not too long ago, it's been like 8 years. But we discovered that more than 75% of my genetic makeup comes from the British Isles. And of that, the overwhelming majority is Scottish, followed by Irish, with a little bit of Welsh and British for fun. Outside of that, I am like 10% French. And the rest is Eastern European, like German, Slavic. So I'm like 15% German, Slavic, and a whole lot of Scotch, Irish, British, UK-ish. And I will be honest, to an extent that makes sense. There were a few surprises. My mother's family immigrated here from Yugoslavia, which is now Czechoslovakia. I don't know. One of the Slavias that has changed names a million times since then. They moved here in the like 1840s, 1850s. And they married other Slavic families for the first couple of generations. So I'm not terribly surprised by that one. And I'm not at all surprised by the British Isles, because my mom's dad's name was Taylor, which is very Scotch or Irish. Like he's from either Scotland or Ireland, period. And my dad's last name is Beasley. You don't get any more British than Beasley. That's a very, very British last name, obviously. So I was actually surprised I wasn't more British, and that I was more Scottish than British. But apparently, just because the Beasley men won the last name pool does not mean that they were the most dominant one. Apparently they kept marrying Scottish and Irish ladies. But even though most of my genetics came from my Scotch-Irish ancestors, my mom's family is the only one that like held on to any traditions. So the very, very few old world traditions we still have are Eastern European, you know, they're either somewhat German, but they're Slavic. I mean, it's a very close, because they came from the western side of the Slavic countries. So they were more associated with the German principalities than with Russia, but they were on that line. Yeah. But we do keep up some of their traditions, and the way we interact with people is very much German and I guess British. But anyway, I don't know how I got off on that tangent. So we're gonna play with the Pure Stick, and I have to say the color I'm quite happy with. I haven't even tried the texture. This has not touched my skin yet. I just unboxed it this morning. I think the first thing we're gonna try it as is straight up blush, because that's what it's looking like to me. And it's okay. There's some pigment there. I'm like, there's no pigment. You have to push down. This actually does look like it would be a really, really pretty lipstick. So I might have to give it the good old lipstick shot at some point. So now let's see how it blends out. Oh, that's not bad, actually. It's a little tackier than my normal blush, but not bad at all. It does take a little bit more effort. I will say a little more effort to get it moving, but once it's moving, it moves. And it's got good coverage. It blends out. It's got a nice blend out. So I don't like wearing actual contour to work, so we'll try it with contour another day. I just feel like that makes me look too made up for the receptionist in a water department in a that covers 2 towns, the larger of which has 130 people. Yeah. I don't have a glorious job anymore, y'all. And I'm okay with that. I'm quite happy not having my glorious, very, very fancy job. But one thing I am going to try it with, well, first of all, I'm going to put my magic tape. They can call it shape tape all they want. I call it magic tape. As it's my 8 hours in a stick. Makes me look like I actually got some sleep. See how it blends? It's not really blending with the blush because it's not really going that far down. And that's kind of on purpose. I try to keep as much as possible of it up by the eye. I just want it to, you know, not stick out like a sore thumb on my skin. And then right up under the eye we use the little baby beauty blender that's the coolest thing in the world. I thought it was just adorable when I first saw it. I have now realized this is a necessity. This is a magic tool. This lets you get so close and so precise. You can get these on Lorella.com, by the way. Use code Nightingale, save 10%. And there's a link in my bio. Sorry, I know this is a review of the Pure Color Stick Silky Tint Multitasking Stick. I can talk, but I'm not getting money for trying this out. I'm just getting to try this out. So Lorella gives me money. So I'm just saying. Anyway, we need a highlighter, and you know what? Let's go with our Rare Beauty, because I have not done my Rare Beauty highlighter in a day or two. So we're just gonna put, Ezzy, get your ass out of that closet. We're just gonna put a couple of dots on and do a little T-zone and spot on my nose. This is still my favorite color-wise. I quite like the rose gold, and now that I'm getting more proficient with my blush, I feel like it blends really well with a good blush, while still giving you that lovely golden shine. And I'm gonna actually try out the P. Louise highlighter in this palette today. I have not, because I keep forgetting it exists. My eyeshadow palettes, I do my eyes and then I put them away and then I do my makeup and I forget that at least this palette has something else on it I need to try out. But you know, whatever, it's cool. Alright. I actually honestly feel like I could go to work like this and be fine. So you know what? We're gonna go for a minimal look today and really let it shine. I have been loving my Shiseido lately. It's technically a clear finishing setting powder, so I'm not gonna do a whole lot on top of it, but I'm using it in place of a pressed powder to just kind of set the creams, and then I'll go in where I think I need just a little extra. And my thought process here is to try to keep the Pure Stick as the main attraction of the blush. And I will say, it's not bad. Like, I could go in like this and not be like upset. I am gonna do just a touch, just a little touch of blush on, because we all know I like looking like a blushing bride. Plus, I'm in love with my Offer palette, and this just seems like the perfect opportunity to add just a tad right there. I'm not gonna go crazy, I promise. I'm just adding just a little bit extra on the apples. See, I told you, I'm not going crazy. That actually looks really nice. And the colors mix pretty well. Okay, now I said I was going to try the highlighter. I'm going to try the P. Louise On the Pole Let It Glow Super Golden Highlighter. I think this is going to turn the look from this is very like spring fresh to holy shit, I'm catch the attraction. So I'm going to try to go in with a light hand. As light a hand as you can with the P. Louise shimmer, because she's not somebody that goes light. She just doesn't. You know, that's not bad actually. That actually works. Okay. Okay. You know what? Let's do some experimenting, because I did like the color of that stick. So I'm just gonna do a little. This is the Lorella, I think it says FWE. Is that the name? Yeah. No, it says Lorella Fam. Does it say Fam? I don't know. Not sure what the name is. It's basically the color of my lips, but I'm just gonna do a little bit. And let's see how she does as a lipstick. Surprisingly moisturizing. A little bit, I mean, okay. We're gonna have a real honest moment here. I am well aware that this is probably the shade of lipstick I should normally wear, because it's very close to the actual color of my lips. It's just slightly oomphier. I am used to seeing myself in darker lipsticks because I like a berry. I like red. I like powerful women. According to Vogue, if you want to look powerful, you wear a very strong lip. And the paler lips are more of the dewy, fresh, innocent look. And this is by no means a lighter lip. This is a normal colored lip. But it is the color I believe goes best with me, honestly. And I know everything looks pale, but I got a bright light right here in my face. This actually works and looks... Except for the eyeshadow, which is way too much, and I'm very tempted to wipe it off and redo it, but I'm not going to. It's pretty tame for me. And it's not a lot of makeup. So, day one, say it's a success.